I just wanted to talk about basically the laws of ball flight, swing path and club face, and basically how that affects the golf ball and where the golf ball is going to go. I thought that most, fairly avid golfers knew this by now, because back in the day there was a little confusion. Obviously they didn't have slow motion cameras and things like that, and they kind of thought that the path, the swing path, had more to do with your starting direction than it actually does. I mean, really exaggerated swing paths will have small effects on where the ball starts, but really your ball is always going to start, assuming you're hitting it on the center, because hitting it on the toe has a little bit of a hook gear effect, heel, more of a fade gear effect. But assuming center strike and assuming your lie angle is about level, is about correct, your club face, wherever that's pointing, is going to be where your ball starts. So in order to fade a ball, let's say these shots go into the hole, right? In order to hit a fade into the hole, your your club face needs to be a little further left of the hole, and your club path needs to be even further left of that, assuming right-handed, of course. Like, you can even just do this little experiment. If I'm standing here, what is it, 5-iron? Yeah, got a 5-iron. If I have my club face, about straight, I can swing as much as I want from the inside out. That's going to put draw spin on the ball, but the ball is still going to start straight. And then it's going to curve left of that. So similar to the fade, to actually draw a ball that ends up, next to the hole or in the hole, your club face would actually be pointing right of target through impact. If your club face is at the target or left of target with a draw, it's going to start where that club face is pointing, left of target, and it's just going to keep going left. So it's the swing path that creates the shape of the ball. If I was a robot where the club face was dead straight, square to the target every time I swung, and I came from the inside out, my ball would start at the flag and draw left of it. Same in the fade. If my face was pointing directly at the flag, but my swing path was to the left, the ball is going to start at the flag and move right. I've explained this before because it kind of goes against a very common method of working the ball that I use, many pros use. If I was hitting a draw, I would close everything, but I would keep my club face not at the target per se, but almost kind of at a halfway point, so a little closed. And I'm trying to swing out to the right. If I'm trying to start this 10 yards right of target, I'm basically going to aim my club face about 8 yards right of target, maybe a little more closed than I actually want it, and then my stance is going to be more like 15 yards right of target, because I want to swing down my stance line where I'm aimed, because if I can get my club path 15 yards of target, right of target, but my club face is 7-8 yards right of target, it's going to start that 8 yards, 10 yards, or whatever, right of target, kind of in that midpoint, and then it's going to draw right over the hole. Same thing for a fade. I'm not going to keep my face dead at the target. I'm going to have it a little open to, if my feet are 15 yards left, I'm going to have my club face about 7 yards left. Because ideally, I'm starting at about that 7-8 yard, call it 10 yard left of target and fading it in. But you can't fade or draw something into a hole if your club face is pointing at the hole through impact, because it's just going to start at it and curve away. It's going to start at it and curve away. And if you don't believe me, just do a little bit of research on Google and type in old versus new ball flight laws. There's been lots of in-depth studies, obviously with slow motion cameras and different computer analysis, robots, everything but the kitchen sink they've used to figure that out. And there are, like I said, there's some other factors like your lie angle, where on the club face you hit it might create somewhat of a gear effect, and an extreme path to the right or left, it might have a very small effect on that start line. Like if my face was straight at the target, but my club path was 50 yards out to the right, it might cause it to start just a little further right than my club face is aimed, but it's marginal, it's fractional. The amount the club path actually affects your start line for the ball. So remember that club face determines where your ball starts, and then your club path in relation to that face is going to cause curvature, whether it's across to left or across to the right, or just dead square. Square, 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 straight shot. Square club face out to the right, it's a shot that starts at the hole and hooks too much, and vice versa. So when you're, working on the range, learning how to shape the ball, it's really good to know the actual physics behind it and the dynamics behind, what makes the golf ball move, what makes, how you shape the ball. All right, peace. Keep practicing.